Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 68 of the Essential Zodiac Podcast. I'm your host, Cynthia McNulty.
And I'm Audrey Fannin.
Today, we will be talking about the Aquarius Full Moon. But first, be sure to check out all the new specials I have for August on my website, especially for those of you who are born in August. Now is the time for your solar return. You can find out more about your return and how to order on my website under current promotions. I also have a new spread under Astro Tarot that you want to check out too, help you with your goals now that we're in the summer season. So brace yourself for plenty of activity as the Aquarius Full Moon rises on August 19th. Bringing a whirlwind of unpredictable and intense energy to the collective. Forming a harsh aspect with rebellious Uranus, this astrological event is poised to be full of twists and turns. You know, Uranus is always our unpredictable child of the zodiac. We never know what's going to be going on with him. So keep your wits about you and, keep your head up. Foundations that you once relied on may suddenly become unstable as the stars push each of us to revolutionize our lives. The universe won't be afraid to deliver a bit of tough love, and there may be moments when you are forced outside of your comfort zone. Do your best to adapt when faced with the unknown, as clinging to tradition might not be an option. Yeah, when you're faced with, changes, which of course Uranus is famous for, resistance, to quote TV, resistance is futile for all you Star Trekkies out there, because they're going to happen anyway. It's going to happen. It's fate. It's there. It's going to happen. And the harder you hold on or the harder you push back, just more stress to yourself, and it's not going to work out to your favor. So let it go. Just let it go. The Aquarius full moon brings attention to independence, change, and individuality. We could focus on giving ourselves more independence to be true to ourselves. And if we feel boxed in, we can fight back in a big way. This is excellent for getting out of ruts we've been stuck in, but we do need to be mindful of being impulsive, impatient, and jumping without thinking about it first. This just puts us in more hot water, so we need to avoid that. We can be willing to make changes that we feel will help push us forward in a big way. And we could see progress being made with changes we've already been working on, are interested in, and are going about the right way. Any changes where we're not doing that, we may experience setbacks or blocks and need to work through that in order to make progress. So yeah, if you feel that you're stuck, if whatever you're working on isn't really moving forward the way you want it to be, sometimes too, put it aside for a day or two, or maybe even a week. Bring it back out and, kind of look at it with a fresh perspective. Also, we have to remember that this full moon is opposite Mercury retrograde, and it's in a challenging aspect with Uranus and Taurus. The Mercury retrograde began on August 5th, but it gets triggered by this full moon, and oppositions can feel out of our control. So we may experience developments that feel like that. So with the square to Uranus, this might seem like it comes out of nowhere, and we're really blown away by it. This can easily throw us off our game, and we can lose sight of what we're doing. So it's super important that we remain in control of ourselves as much as possible with this full moon. Emotions likely run very, very high, and this can lead to bad decisions and hasty actions that cause more problems. We need to be smart and not let emotion cloud our judgment. Now, you have to bear in mind, too, during this very, very, very crazy election season, opinions are going back and forth very rapidly. With all the changes that have come about, some people are, changing their minds both ways. So what's important is for you to stick to your guns, stick to your beliefs, and let the world be the world. Because at this point in time, people are going to have made pretty firm decisions, at least, pretty obvious that a lot of them have made pretty firm decisions. So it's just going to cause you more aggravation to get into, a shouting match with them or some kind of argument. So keep yourself to yourself, do what you're going to do, get out and vote, and, let everybody else just do what they're going to do. But this Aquarius full moon is truly fantastic energy for getting out of the rut. We have the drive and desire to break out with this full moon, and we can make it happen. Look around at your life and see where you've been most stuck and how much it's impacted you. This can be where you take action. Just be smart about it. So I'm going to take a little break. And when I come back, I'm going to have your Aquarius full moon horoscopes.
Stay connected between episodes of the Essential Zodiac podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We hope you'll like and follow this podcast and leave a comment or a question for Cindy while you're there. You can also sign up for Cindy's Skywatch Journal, a monthly email newsletter delivered right to your inbox. You'll find it at essentialzodiac.com. Back to you, Cindy.
Thank you, Audrey. So let's look at those horoscopes. If you know your rising sign, as well as your sun sign, listen to both of them and you'll get a more accurate picture of what the full moon can bring for you. So Aries. A celebration may be in order, Aries. The full moon in Aquarius illuminates your 11th astrological house of community, support, hopes, and dreams for the future. It's possible that a goal you've been working towards receives some backing today or is finally realized, or perhaps you're attending a fun social event. Important turning points may also unfold in your friendship circle. You could network with someone of influence or address some drama with a friend. Your full moon self-care practice is to spend time with a community that makes you feel like you belong. Today, connecting and collaborating with others can strengthen your own self-worth and lead to inspiring ideas or developments. Taurus. The trajectory of your professional life is shifting before your eyes, Taurus, as the full moon moves through your 10th house of career, public reputation, and major accomplishments. Perhaps you've accepted a promotion or achieved a lifelong personal milestone. It's also possible that you're gaining long overdue recognition and admiration. Your full moon self-care practice is to write a letter to a past version of yourself, maybe even a high school version of you. Let them know how far you've come and what gives you the most pride. It's important to recognize your life milestones and embody gratitude for your path thus far. Gemini. A conversation has the potential to leave a lasting impression on you, Gemini. The full moon in Aquarius activates your 9th house of expansion, knowledge, and perspective, perhaps opening your eyes to new information that informs your plans for action. This new insight may arrive through travel or by trying something new. You're in a more daring mood and know that if you want something you don't have, you have to try something you've never done before. Your full moon self-care practice Time to switch up your surroundings. Try a new restaurant for dinner. Explore a different hiking trail or go grocery shopping at a different location. Opening yourself up to new experiences can stir inspiration from within. Cancer. Money is on your mind, Cancer. The full moon lands in your 8th house of shared resources, debt, projections, and your psyche. Practically speaking, you could make an important investment, experience a shift in your finances, or choose to tackle some debt. Emotionally, you might need to consider which feelings you're experiencing are truly yours to hold and which you're absorbing from others. This could be a cathartic moment for healing, release, or forgiveness. Your full moon self-care practice is to ask for help. It's easy to feel like you don't want to be a burden on anyone, but trust that your network of safe and loving confidence is eager to show up for you when you need it most. Choosing to be vulnerable and leaning on your loved ones for support and reassurance can be incredibly soothing at this time. Leo. You're focused on your interpersonal relationships, Leo, and exciting developments are underway. The full moon moves through your 7th house of one-on-one connections, collaborations, and contracts. If you're partnered, you may decide to make a decision about your future. And if you're single, you can meet someone with lasting potential. Just take a beat before making any formal commitments in love. It's also possible that some intriguing opportunities will arrive in your professional life. You may be teaming up with someone who has the potential to help you reach your goals or ambitions quicker than you ever thought possible. Your full moon self-care practice is to take a look at the 5 people with whom you spend the most time. Do these connections leave you feeling excited and inspired or drained and exhausted? Your inner world is influenced by the company you keep. Invest in meaningful relationships and set boundaries with those who bring you down. Virgo. Virgo, it's time to get real about your energetic limitations. The full moon lands in your 6th house of routines and health. It could put you even more in tune with both than you typically are. If there's a certain habit that you'd like to change or replace, this is the moon that creates motivation. If you've been working on a big project at work or managing a time or energy-consuming situation in your personal life, this lunation could also signal a turning point. Your full moon self-care practice is to try incorporating something totally novel into your daily routine for the next 30 days. If you haven't read a book in years, read 5 pages before bed every night. If you live near a body of water, consider a weekly plunge. New habits and experiences can help you realize what is worth spending your time on and what isn't. Libra. You are living in the present moment and feeling grateful for it, Libra. The full moon illuminates your 5th house of gratitude, pleasure, creativity, romance, and fertility. In turn, you can uncover an innovative solution to a problem that's been holding you back, or finally complete a long-running project. Now is the time to engage in activities that bring you joy and spend more time doing them. This could also mark a dramatic turning point in your dating life. Are you ready to make things official and deactivate your dating apps? Your full moon self-care practice is to try out a gratitude journal for the next 30 days, jotting down 5 things you're grateful for from the previous day each morning. Scorpio. One thing's for certain, Scorpio, your life is anything but boring right now. The full moon moves through your 4th house of home, family, and the past, such that you could experience major changes in your living environment. Maybe a roommate is moving out. You're tackling some exciting DIY projects, or you're redefining what comfort looks like in your personal space. It's also possible that important developments with your family or career are unfolding, maybe even simultaneously. You may feel like each facet of your life requires much of your attention. Your full moon self-care practice is to write things from the past that bring up feelings of guilt, shame, fear, or grief. This full moon allows you to separate your current consciousness from the past and create a space of new opportunities in your future. So you want to weed that garden. That's what you want to do. You want to clear out what is no longer serving you. Sagittarius. You're ready to shift your mindset, Sagittarius. The full moon activates your third house of communication, expression, contracts, and learning. You may be ending a work contract and feel as if you've learned a great deal from the experience. Or if you've been working on picking up a new skill or studying something new, you may feel like you've reached a new level of understanding and proficiency. In any case, your mind is on intellectual fire. Your full moon self-care practice is, for the next 30 days, try speaking your desires into existence. Write down a sentence summing up each of your desires for your future, your work life, love life, family life, spiritual life, and so on. Recite your sentences out loud each morning before you get up and each night before you go to bed. Capricorn. You're ready to name your worth, Capricorn. The full moon lands in your second house of income, resources, comfort, and self-esteem. Practically speaking, this moon may bring a shift in your finances through a raise or new work opportunity. As a result, you might treat yourself or purchase something that you've had your eye on for some time. Emotionally, you could feel more aware of your unique gifts, talents, and value. Your full moon self-care practice this is a great time to reacquaint yourself with your budget and set new financial goals. Having a target in mind will help you stay on track. Aquarius. This is your yearly reset, Aquarius. The full moon moves through your first house of self, identity, and personal ambitions, putting the focus on your authenticity. Are you living a life that aligns with who you are on the inside? Now is the time to stand up for your needs and desires and to chase dreams that are meaningful to you, regardless of what anyone else thinks. You can begin again whenever you choose to, but today is a powerful day to do so. Your full moon self-care practice is to write out a list of personal goals you've set for yourself over the past 5 to 10 years. Acknowledge which ones you've achieved and reevaluate whatever remains to be done, adjusting or crossing things out as you see fit. And finally, Pisces. You're closing out a major cycle, Pisces. The full moon lands in your 12th house of healing, solitude, reflection, and intuition. Important messages may arrive in your dreams or through spiritual practices. You're better able to understand and acknowledge what limiting beliefs take up residence in your subconscious and how you might release them. This isn't a time for escapism. A fresh start is around the corner, but at the moment, it's necessary to face and process the past, forgive, and recuperate first. Your full moon self-care practice is to hold your hands on your heart and focus on the space between your palms and your body. Imagine the energetic field between them and send love and forgiveness to yourself and any old version of you that you're ready to release. That's a good one for Pisces. And really, I think for any of us, no matter what your your sun sign is, remember to love yourself and forgive yourself, for things that you may not have realized. And now that you do, you'll do better. So there you go. So that ends today's episode. Our next episode is going to be about the new moon in Virgo, and that will air on August 30th. I hope you tune in. And remember, with astrology, you can chart your life's course.
Thanks for joining us for today's episode of the Essential Zodiac Podcast. Do you have a question about astrology you'd like Cindy to answer in an upcoming episode? Send an email with your question to ezpodcast@yahoo.com. That's the letter E, the letter Z, podcast@yahoo.com. And you can also ask your questions on social media. Look for the Essential Zodiac on Facebook, Instagram, and X. And be sure to visit essentialzodiac.com to check out the latest specials and services.